You had to either pay rent or make an investment in yourself.
$1,500 left in my account or something. I think his course at the time was like 1,100, and I was hoping that the government other funds would come in because I did apply, but I wasn't banking on it. And I was like, well, I could pay this rent, live for another month, but then I ain't got nothing. Or I can take the 1,500 or the 1,100, however much he charged, get it, and I know I'm going to get the money back.
We got a legend in the building that
Yeah,
we
right.
need to start promoting. Hey, we got you now. So we got Miss Trenell Taylor in the building. Miss Trenell Taylor, can you introduce yourself to the people watching this, wherever they're watching it at, about what you do, what you've accomplished? Just introduce yourself. Go for it. You do it.
What's going on out there, world? My name is Trenell Taylor, also known as Con Connects. I am a federal concierge. Now, you're probably wondering, what is a federal concierge? Well, it's just a government contractor, aka. I didn't like the word government contractor because, look, I just tripped over and stuttered over government contractor. Federal concierge just flows off the mouth. I consider myself a federal concierge. I've been doing federal government contracting, acting in a federal concierge manner for 2 years now, I think. In that time, I've won 15 awards.
Woo.
I managed 3 contracts that's 5 years or more. Everything else was a one-hitter quitter. And that's basically it. And I now teach people as well how to be effective in bidding, not winning, because we can't control whether we win or not, because you know the government cheap, but in bidding on federal contracts, and which is brand new, and I don't think nobody does this, I now teach people how to manage their contracts as well.
Yes. I need your services. And we're going to talk about your services, but 15 contracts awarded over the last, you said 2 years, 2.5 years. What is it?
No, actually, it's actually over the last year. Wait, how long have we been doing this? Because we've been doing it in the same game.
Right. I always say I'm like going on 3 because it depends. Here's the cool thing. We both came up under what? Jason White, right? We both came under Jason White, but your story was a little bit different because you got started, but then you didn't really get started. Tell them how you kind of got started.
I got started. So I got the course, Jason's course, and I spent 6 months training, right?
Training. What is training?
So
thinking about doing something.
6 months training means procrastinating, being scared. So all y'all out there who like, I want to learn first. I need to read this. I need to read that. Look, stop. I was there with you. I know it is like, you're only doing it because you are scared or you're not sure how to go about doing it, or you being lazy and not doing it at all. Let's keep it real. I spent 6 months training, reading everything, going over, attending meetings or whatever. And then when we started our competition is really when I started winning. That was 6 months, and then that was like May something we started our competition. And so since May of, what was that, 2021?
I think it's 2021.
Now.
Yeah, 2021. That's why I always tell people going on 3 years, because that was 2021. May of 2021, we started doing the competition.
May of 2021, I won my first contract 1 month after I bid it. He was there, was guiding me through. I was talking to myself. I was about to say something. And he was like, no, I'm not there. But I won that one. And then ever since then, I've been kind of averaging two a month, so to say. But that kind of slowed down because then I kind of got into the teaching aspect. But now with this hashtag 365 going on,
let's go.
Back at it.
Let's go. Now I know I'm gonna highlight things, and you might not be able, you might want to highlight it, but like tell them about. I know you came, originally from New Orleans, correct? Then when I met you, or we met, you were in Chicago. Now, because of government contracting, you're back in Texas, or you're in Texas. I'm just gonna say it because people want to know. You got a house, got your mom in the house, taking care of your mom. You live in an apartment in Chicago, but because of government contracting now, you're able to relocate to Texas, get a house. You talking about getting a pool. So, like, how did that journey all happen? Like, I mean,
yeah. So Well, so during the pandemic, of course, everybody was like scrubbing. I was doing Lyft and I was making pretty good money. And then I was like, oh hell no, I'm not driving no pandemic. Y'all tripping. So, that was that. And then the government was giving all these grants. So I was cool with renting everything. But then it started dwindling down. And I was like, okay, I need to find something to do. And that's how I found Jason. Because my friend sent it to me 3 times. I seen the video 3 times.
3 times.
3 times she sent the video. And I'm not good at like friends send me stuff all the time on Instagram. I don't really be looking at it. I just be like, what y'all sending me? I look at it and I just whatever. But the fact that she sent that video 3 times, the 3rd time I was like, okay, let me see what this is. She sent this to me. This is the 3rd time I read it or watched it. It was him talking about him selling iPads to the government. And that hooked me. And I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm running out of money. I'm going to get this course. And I'm going to be all right. Like I already had the mindset. I told y'all, mindset is most important. So if you got the mindset, there is no failing. There is no what's going to happen. There is no, is it possible? It's going to happen. That's period. So I did that, took my last rent money, paid for it.
Woo!
And now I am where I am today because there was no question.
Well, let's make sure people hear that. Because I remember you told me this story. I know you've never publicly said this, by the way, y'all. This is the first time it's publicly being said. I know I've shared it with people. You had a rent coming up. You had to either pay rent or make an investment in yourself.
I had like $1,500 left in my account or something. I think his course at the time was like $1,100. And I was hoping that the government other funds would come in because I did apply, but I wasn't banking on it. And I was like, well, I could pay this rent, live for another month, but then I ain't got nothing. Or I can take the $1,500 or the $1,100, however much he charged, get it, and I know I'm going to get the money back. See, you see what I said? I said, I know.
Yourself.
Like, well, trusting myself, yeah, but I wouldn't even say it's try. It's just like I knew, like just like how you can breathe, you don't think about it. I just knew that. Oh, I'm gonna pay I'm gonna be straight. I'm gonna just get this course. I'll be straight, and that's what happened.
And what's crazy? And again, we're gonna get to the highlights of it. What was crazy though is like you still, like you said, you had 6 months after that. So you got the course. You had to come up with what you had to do to come up with rent, and you still had that 6 months of like, let me research, let me learn, let me study. You had to just get by. You had to get by. Yeah. We had to get by. But now, what's life now? What's life like now? What 15 contracts in? You got 3 5-year contracts going. Yeah. What's life like right now?
So now after the 6 months, and I don't even remember how I made it through. I just made it through. So right, exactly. So I decided to move back to Texas because I don't know. I like moving. I guess I'm the only person in the world that likes to move. So I moved back to Texas, and after I started winning contracts, I was making monthly income on a regular basis now because of some of my contracts, So I moved back to Texas, and then I decided to rent a house because my goal is to get enough money, hopefully by the end of this year, to get a compound, to get some land so I can build a compound. So I'm renting. I didn't buy a house, I'm renting. But my contract covers my rent and it covers some of my bills. I'm still working on it so I can cover more, but like I don't have any obligation or have to worry about rent or anything because my contract covers it. So we're in the house. I moved my mom in with me. I didn't give her a choice. I said, you moving in with me, which is weird because like who wants to do that? But I guess, we all end up eventually wanting to do that anyway. Right. Moved in with me. And now we just living in this 4-bedroom, 2-bath, car, garage, backyard, all that house in Texas, and waiting for more stuff to come in.
What's your largest? I know I never asked you. What's your largest contract you won?
The largest contract that I have won, I think, was the fencing. Pennsylvania, they wanted us to remove some fencing because they needed to put some fencing back up, and I think that was like $167,000 or something like that.
So how much would you say you've been awarded out of these 15 contracts? Again, we ain't got to talk country podcast. I know people like, well, what's the profit? Well, how much you've been awarded total?
But yeah, I can pull that up. I can look at it right now.
Oh, she got the numbers. What's the numbers?
You know me. Let's see. Vendor. Does it block out my picture?
No, I can still see you. I got you.
All right. As of, I don't have 2024. Well, as of 2023, total gross amount was 304,538 for the year 2023. I didn't put my numbers in 2024 yet because I did win some. No, I haven't won anything in 2024 yet, I don't think. But that was last year.
300 something thousand gross. That's gross revenue from the contracts. Do you want to talk about profit?
Wait. Are you saying that was profit? So that's
that was your profit. Excuse me.
Well, not my profit, but that's what I get gross.
Right.
Contracts awarded so far have been 693,000.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then my net profit is, I'm not talking about.
Hey, I'm just glad we're giving some of the numbers, being transparent. I know a lot of people say, you go win $1 million contract, you go win $100,000 contract. How much money you bringing home? At least we want to kind of bring back the veil a little bit. I know we don't want to jump into your bank account, but we want to bring back the veil and tell people, because here's what I want people to know now. Tell them about the middleman strategy, because now, or whatever you call it, the concierge strategy. I don't know what you want to call it. I mean, we call it the middleman strategy. You call it, being a concierge. So how did you do all these contracts? You got 15 contracts. I'm assuming 15 different states, all different things. You got something for horseback, and you got something for horse training. You got how did you do that? If people don't know what the middleman strategy is.
So basically, all we do is, and it's called the middleman. My title is federal concierge, but I'm still a middleman, right?
Middleman strategy.
So if you think of a concierge, they are the middle person. They the one that do everything, right? Plan everything. So when I bid on our solicitations, not contracts, because contracts are awards. When I bid on solicitations, I go for whatever sounds interesting. If it piques my interest, I'm gonna do it. I try to tell people not to hone in on one sector unless you want to do the work. Go everywhere. We can do everything. As long as you got a phone, internet, and you know how to talk to people, you can do anything. So that's what the middleman does. We, or middlewoman, we contact, we make connections. That's why my company is called Consult Connections. We make the connection between the federal government and other small businesses. And that's basically what it is. If you can find somebody to do the job, you talk to them, they give you a price. You bring that price to the federal government with your fee on top. Okay? Because remember, we are still doing work.
Yeah.
We're managing, invoicing, following up. That's still work. Now, if you want to charge the government $35,000 to send emails and follow up, that's your choice. That's what you can charge them. Right? So we do that. We bring the quote back to the government, and then the government decides whether they want to go with us or not.
So this is not illegal?
No, it's not illegal.
How?
One time, I was with a friend, and the police was knocking on our door,
Oh yeah, that thing we did. That was funny.
And he left me, but I told him to go.
Go without me. And some people don't know that. That's an inside joke, y'all. We did a little TikTok, trend is trying to show you guys. So you're saying the middleman strategy is not illegal because we're adding value to these opportunities. We're administrating these opportunities. We're billing, we're invoicing, we're coordinating. We're doing a lot of stuff. What's that?
I said, we're still doing a job. Remember, for anybody who says, you can't subcontract out, because that's all we use is subcontractors. I want you to think about something. What is the government doing? They're placing a job on a website and wanting people to fulfill it. Is that not subcontracting? The government subcontracts to us. The government doesn't do their own work. They don't say, we got government workers, we can do it. No, they say, we want another business to complete this. You don't think the government has contractors that is on the government payroll? Why they don't get them to do it? Because they want us to do it. And we have money allocated from the federal government to give to small businesses, to use for small businesses. So the government subcontracting, so of course we can subcontract. Your subcontractor can subcontract. Your subcontractor can subcontract. Like, we are all a bunch of subcontractors.
Amen. Absolutely. You know what's so funny? Tell them about the one you got for that moving one that you had. I forgot where it was at.
And I was going to say that. Yeah. So the government in a courthouse, everybody in the courthouse probably is on the government, works for the government. Remember, we work with the government. We don't work for the government. We work with them. Now, the people at the courthouse, they work for the government. So they wanted me to move a table or 3 tables, whatever tables, down the hallway to a different room in the same floor. So you telling me you didn't have janitorial staff that could do that? But no, they hired out another company to do that. So the government,
Right.
they don't do nothing.
You don't do nothing. So you middleman that. You found a moving company that said, hey, we'll go out there and move the tables. They move the tables. You build a government. You got paid on it. The table, long story short, y'all, the tables got moved.
Got moved. That's it.
What's the issue? What's the issue with that? So we're not going down that track, bro. I just wanted to, because I always forget, you know, we got new people watching this and they're like, okay, what are y'all even talking about? Government contracts? She got 15 contracts. What does that even mean? So that's why I kind of wanted people to like, let's slow down, talk about it. So you got a contract for, tell them about the horse training. You got a contract for horse training. Do you know how to train horses? What's up, guys? Hey, don't click away. Oh yeah, you can't. This is not an ad. This is my actual channel. So listen, guys, if you want to work with me and actually do government contracting with me, guess what? There's an opportunity to do that. You can apply for a phone call with me and my team. All you got to do is check the link in this bio or check the link below or go to www.thecontractingblueprint.com. We'll do a free 45-minute call with you and we can see if we can help you get started in government contract. All right, go ahead, get back to the video.
I don't do any of my work. I don't do any of the work. Every contract that I have, I sub out to somebody else or I hire out to other people. So I work with vendors. I work with small companies. I have a link where you can register and you can work on my contracts. So these vendors are these people that I'll hire out individually, which most people don't do. And I recommend if you're just starting, don't go straight to hiring people, kind of just work with companies. But I found a horse trainer and she's great. They love her. She's perfect. And she trains the horses in Arizona for Troop B for shows and all whatever. And, you know, I found her from a resume.
Wow.
I hire out. I work with everybody.
Yeah.
Any and all people.
And that's why I say you're great at management. I know we're going to talk about the management side of it because like you had a contract for staffing fitness trainers and all that stuff out in LA. And in that role, you also hired those trainers on to actually do those classes, correct?
Yeah, I hired that. So out of all the contracts that I've had, 2 of them I actually hired out. Actually, I submitted a proposal for another person I hired out, a musician. So we get that, then that'll be another one. But 2 contracts that I've had, I've hired out for their position. And I would have to, now that one I really had to keep control because I had to put in hours and do all this other stuff. So that was really the management part of it. So yeah, I hire out everybody. I work with everybody. There is nobody that I would not work with.
Wow. Now let's talk. How do you manage all this? I know one thing, the thing I struggle with the most, and you know me.
You probably still ain't do it.
I still got it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I got an invoice I gotta send out today that I haven't needed to send out for like a week. I ain't gonna lie. Because the thing is, like, you know, I've won 14 now. I just won my 14th so far. And the thing I struggle with, guys, and this is just to prove to you guys why we do the middleman strategy, is that we have to manage the contract. Like, there's work to be done. I always tell people all the time, this is not passive income. This is not stock market. Put some money in stock and you make money while you sleep. This is an active income. There's work to be done. I just won a contract for rodent control down in Louisiana, actually, as a laboratory, and they got to go set up these traps. They got to go. Why you say that? Why you make that look?
Way to say it, Louisiana. Okay.
Did I say it wrong? I probably said
Louisiana, but Louisiana people use it from the country saying, but it's cool.
Hey, I'm from Ohio. You know, I ain't from the South. But down south, I was gonna say LA, but then people don't call Louisiana LA, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah. But down there, but still, it's like, okay, so I sent the email yesterday. Hey, when the trap's gonna get set up, they let me know when the trap's gonna get set up. We signed an agreement. And every single month, I'm billing the government every single month to go out there and check those traps. So I got to make sure they go out there and check the traps, make sure if they good, they got to send me an invoice. So how are you managing all this stuff?
Oh, I've created a system, and Wes knows I love systems and I love to be organized. So first and foremost, I have a contract organizer book, which allows me to be able to pull my contracts at a glance. So even though I won the contract, it probably got dust on it, huh?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not pen and paper. I'm not pen and paper, but
And
there's
that's
your book.
okay. That's okay. But I have that book. It allows me to pull stuff at a glance if I need to see something. If my sub decides to quit or something, I can pull it at a glance and I have all the information there. So that helps me keep in contact with my subs and my point of contacts because all their information is in there as well. Now, once I start getting into like sending invoices and stuff, Excel, if you are a master at Excel, first and foremost, you need to teach me. But if you're a master at Excel, Excel does everything. Everything. So what I did is I created an Excel sheet that whenever I win a contract, I put all my contracts on there. I put how much I make, the sub makes, what I got to do, whatever. Like I have it all decked out. So that way I can keep track, especially for my individual people that work per hour. I go in there, I put their hours in. I create a Google Excel sheet where they can actually click on the button to say that they worked, and I will confirm those hours and then blah, blah, blah. I'll put it in my Excel sheet. It calculates how much I owe them. I don't have to calculate anything. It calculates how much I'm going to make. I submit the invoice, which is a process. I submit the invoice. I follow up on the invoice. If I have any notes, I write down the notes. I keep it all track. I keep it tight. I keep a tight ship. And it's good for tax purposes if you have an accountant where you can just print that out and be like, here, it's what I paid for the year, made for the year. So
you got this whole system and templates and everything organized.
Yep.
How can someone get a hold of that?
Well, you can't. No, I'm glad. No, the Excel sheet that I have, anybody can do that, right? I just created what was best for me. So you definitely can do that. As far as like, I do have email templates as well because I send a lot of emails, especially like an email every month for invoice, and I send my acceptor an email every month. Y'all, know the vocabulary. I know what acceptor is, but I send my acceptor an email every month, like, hey, I submitted an invoice, and it's already pre-written. Like I don't have to write now, just copy and paste and send it off because I do it every month. So I have pre-written emails like that. Wow. Have emails to fire people, have emails to check in. Like I have all those because I think outside the box and I think of what happens. So I'll just write it down and just save it. So yeah, staying organized is very important. Anybody can win a contract. Not everybody can manage it.
That's a bar right there. And I tell people all the time, I don't use the word easy. I try not to use the word easy or hard. I always have to say simple. But sometimes I do tell people like, y'all gotta understand, getting the contracts, that's like the very, very, very simple / easy part. Right. It's after you get a contract, what to do, how to manage it, how to make sure it's going through, how to make sure that you're actually the one on top of it, and things are going through. Because you have subs sometimes that would say, hey, I'll call a sub, hey, I want to get a quote for this contract, and they'll say, oh no, I'm never working with a contractor again, I'm never working with a third party again, that I never got paid, or this happened or that happened. Like that stuff happens because people get into this and they not organized. They don't know what they're doing. They can go win a contract, but then you got a 6-figure contract, you have no clue how to run a business.
Nothing. And that's why I decided to create what I created, which is my course that I created called What Happens Next, How to Manage Your First Federal Government Contract. And it actually teaches you the 4 steps on how to manage a contract for first-time people or regular people, because I guarantee people who've managed contracts before don't manage it like I manage it. Well, of course, it's me, but there's a lot of stuff that you may not be doing that you should be doing. So I just make sure that people have the insight on how to actually do it, be effective, be organized, because being organized actually looks good to them, right? You send them emails, you following up, that's good for them. They don't have to chase you, and that's an impression that you're making. And they're like, yeah, they're organized. Like I'm gonna go back to them or whatever. So
on top of that. Okay, well, tell them how can someone find out about your course or what you got set up.
So the reason why I created a management course, so first and foremost, is because I hear a lot of people and I see a lot of courses. I even have a a course on how to bid on government contracts. Like everybody got a course on how to bid on government contracts. People doing mentorships, courses, classes, whatever. Everybody got a course. I have never seen a course on how to manage, because people tend to forget that. Everybody just want to know, I want to win, I want to win, I want to win. And then they just be like, oh, you won. Okay, goodbye, have a nice day. And you're left like, what am I to do now? Well, in my course, like I said, I teach you the 4 steps to managing a contract. What to do after you get an award, like exactly what to do after you get an award, how to do your service agreement. And I tell you things you should put in there. I tell you how to actually construct the service agreement, how to set up your invoicing, and how to keep your contract running its purpose on its course. So those are the 4 topics that I actually teach on in my course. And if y'all know me, if y'all taking workshops with me, y'all know I'm a detailed person and I'm a great teacher and I go in detail. So you'll get all of that out of that. So if you're interested in that, it is on my website, conconnects.com. You can go to my Linktree or my TikTok page and click on it to get the course or get access to me. If you want to have a meeting or discussion about it, you can do that as well.
And then what's the discount code? We got a code for this community, right?
Right. So
we got y'all discount.
Right. So the course is originally $2,300. The course is, you get to keep it forever. It goes in your Thrive card. You can keep it for years and years and years, right? Because Wes is such a good friend of mine. And if you use his coupon code WES, you will get $500 off, bringing the course down to $1,800, where you can get the course and, go about your, learn everything that you need to learn about managing. So code WES to get $500 off of the course.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that for this community, because I think people need that. People definitely need that. That's amazing. I'm glad you put that together. Seriously. I mean, I know we meet all the time talking about things, but I got to get myself together when it comes to getting organized.
There's some stuff I said I'm going to tell you later, and I don't know if you've been doing it, but I just want people to be able to manage their contracts effectively and not mess it up or screw up because they're not sure what to do. Communication is one of the most important things to do when you're managing a contract. Building relationships with your contract officers, with your acceptors, with your point of contacts, with your subcontractors. All of that is important. People think you just win and forget it. And don't get me wrong. I have had won contracts where I won, I let them know what they need to do. They did it. We submitted, and that was it. Like, I didn't have to do nothing. I didn't have to follow up. I didn't have to do anything. But being me, I still followed up. But there are contracts out there like that, but you want to be known to the government that you are a person that knows how to manage their contract. And that is what this course will teach you, plus a little bonus stuff that I had added in there as well.
I'm excited. I like it. Okay. Any other tips you want to drop to the people before we sign off here? What was that?
Yes, as I stated, I do have some bonus things in the course, but I do want to let people know it's important to build the relationships with the people that you talk to, because you never know when you're going to need them or when they may need you, but don't know they need you because they don't know you. So for example, I have a contract officer who reaches out to me and like, hey, I'm, got this solicitation coming up. Can you give me a quote? Like coming to me directly to give them a quote, or sending me solicitations directly saying, hey, can you get this? And of course, the magic word is if somebody says, hey, can you get me deer sperm? What you gonna say?
Yes.
I know that was like, what, deer sperm? But the government has literally asked for deer sperm before. That was my weirdest thing I've ever seen them ask for. But whatever they ask for, you can get. Why? Because you're concierge and you have all the contacts. But building that relationship is important because the contract officers have contacts, right? They can get you stuff and they can get you in. And, it's just an easier road to managing if you build your relationships with your contract officers and the people involved.
100%. I 100% agree. 100% agree. Okay, ma'am. Well, thank you so much for dropping this knowledge on everybody. We'll get this video out. You guys are probably watching this live when it comes out, but I'll let you know this video will come out here soon, and we'll get this out, and I'll let you know. So thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it.
If you're not, please be on my YouTube channel, Connects. And if you want to follow me on TikTok too, but I don't know the status of that, but you go ahead and follow me on TikTok as well.
Yeah.
But if you really want to follow me on YouTube. I do have tutorial videos on how to submit invoices, how to change invoices if you mess up, how to register in SAM.gov. I have tutorial videos coming out on everything, all management. I'm all about managing, and anything about management. This is what I do tutorials on. So make sure you go get that course. Make sure you use Wes's code WES, WES, to get your $500 off of the What Happens Next, How to Manage Your First Federal Government Contract.
What happens next? I like the name of that. That's good. I
be good with the names. That be off the top of my head.
I like that. All right, well, make sure to follow her on social media. All right, we out, y'all. Peace.
Bye.
Thank you for watching the video. Hey, please, if you guys could, thumbs up, hit the like button, all that good stuff, and please subscribe. And if you guys could, share this with somebody, man. If you know someone who this can benefit, you know someone who can get started in government contracting, please share the video, guys. So subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.